as advanced as some of y'all. I had to rely on past experiences. And my speech is bravely given after my fellow colleagues, their 2 speeches. Finding a home care attendant. Like I said, my interest was, baby boomers are aging, and we've discovered that we may need to find home care attendants for family members and perhaps even ourselves. And we're finding our prices are soaring, so things are getting more expensive, and again, our income is decreasing. This may be a long process of searching and interviews. My own experience has provided me with knowledge working as a home care attendant and additional knowledge of actually working as a home for this happened. The first place to start is asking friends who they've used as home care attendants, if they can help. Where do you look? Many agencies are listed in internet, newspapers, phone books. Now I'm going to tell my own personal experience. My husband was going overseas about the time my grandfather had a stroke. My grandmother was unable to take care of her home and cook. We did have a competent lady who cooked, cleaned, and washed clothes for them. But this woman could not stay with them to help, which is what they needed. She had her own family to look after. Thus, Mother asked me, the granddaughter, to fill these shoes. My husband was fixing to go overseas, so I didn't have anything to do, really, so it was take care of my grandparents, which I love dearly. After my husband returned from his tour of duty, I needed to leave and move to another state and be with him. My grandparents lived in a very small town. Help was limited. Only one lady was found of all the ones interviewed that was capable of moving in. On visiting, however, Mother found her abilities were not quite what they should be and what she said they were. For one example, she used some of my grandmother's good dishes in the oven. They're now white dishes instead of which they weren't before. Thus, the decision was made to put my grandparents in a rest home, something Mother had promised she would never, ever do. As the years went by, I found myself needing to relocate where my brother, who is my closest relative, lived. After moving to Washington, I hoped my years of being a housewife would pay off. No recent job experience, having no recent job experience, I relied on my brother and sister-in-law to help me find a job. So the minute I walked in the door, I was given a ad. The local paper was waiting when I arrived. Experience with helping elderly. Yes, I could do that. Light housekeeping. All my years of cleaning my own house worked in great. Taking people to appointments. Yes, I had a car. I could handle that. I applied and I got the job. I worked for an agency for 10 years as a home care attendant before moving to Bellingham. I soon learned neighbors in my apartment building also had home care help. Since I was myself retired, I did not volunteer to help or even tell them about my experience. I did observe problems some of them had. For example, I hadn't really encountered this. A neighbor's wife needed help. He found someone to watch her while he went shopping and everything. He called an agency. They sent a nice lady over. She seemed all right. After 2 weeks, though, his wife literally slapped her. The husband did some research. He discovered clients with severe dementia would become jealous when a person of their own sex was around their spouse. The next home care attendant was a man. Problem solved. The important thing to remember is when the day comes, you are a loved one who needs help with daily activities. Do your research. Find out who to contact. Agencies, private help, even government help is available for those who qualify. Know your limits regarding what you can do, what you expect the help to do, what if any problems may occur, who can you call on, what qualifications they have, do you have enough money set aside, where do you turn if the money runs out. Growing older with dignity is something we all need to think about. We will be able to do until the day arrives. An aging family member is totally different from yourself. Legal forms, medical forms should be gotten. Knowledge of medical problems or even legal problems are needed. Persevere for all information needed before the time comes. Most important to me is finding the right home agency or attendant that will help you to provide adequate care for yourself or your loved ones.